Hello, YouTube. Kevin to here. I really don't know where to start. I kind of wanted to make like a selection pack video. You know, I don't even know where to start. I'ma just be real here. I might just upload this without any retakes. Um, first and first, I want to make this a selection pack video. Now, I realized something within myself as to the reason why I don't really make deck profiles, because for me, in the current state of Master Duel, a deck has to be able to perform going first as going second, and we understand that going second you're gonna lose most of the times. But I've witnessed in the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel where we know that Malice and Ryzel is top dog, and they're not even at full power yet. Eclipse Twins is coming next month, allegedly. You know what I mean? How annoying that gonna be when you think you remove the Ryzel card and you see that shit comes right back for free. Oh, you're gonna be in so much pain. But anyway, as I was mentioning, Razel, Malice, top dogs, followed by Blue Eyes, and some random Kashtira shenanigans. You might have a branded player here or there, but that's and some tier players still being tier players. Random horrors too. Those are the decks that I'm mainly seeing. So I want this to be a selection pack review. I'm not gonna touch on certain selection pack like the one that just come out. Should you invest? No, I'm talking about the selection packs that have majority of brand new cards. If you want to build ice barriers, it's up to you. Ice barriers is a nice going first deck that can bring out an annoying creature that have you hand repair hand every time you try to activate an effect. Going to the main selection packs. Now, it showcased Ryzel, Speedroids, and Six Samurais. Now, I know persons are excited to play different archetypes. I was too. The thing about me, I'm willing to play every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel where I see fit and I'm able to. I'm willing to try every deck, but I'm not a collector. Alright, so don't get too attached to the decks that I'm playing with. So after playing with Six Samurais and Speedroids, I can safely say that those two decks are complete garbage, complete ass, dog waters. It seemed like I'm disrespecting Six Samurai players. I think I saw a recent tier list. I saw two tier lists. I ain't gonna call no names. One was a big streamer. No, yeah, one of them is a big streamer. The other is like a content creator for YouTube. And I saw their tier list where they put Six Samurais as trash. In this Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel format, singles format, where we rely on coin flips to determine who goes first or second in a singles game, where you have to sit and watch one person combo if you go second. And if you have no interruptions, you'll see them make their ultimate board. Now, you as a Six Samurai player, Six Samurai is a 3-card combo deck. However you want to put it. You need 2 monsters and an ability to have a spell card to activate. It's a 3-card combo deck. But wait, you need to have at least a monster to stick on the board. When a Ryzel ends their board, with poppage in the back, main monster package, poppage. What are you going to do as a Six Samurai player when you try to activate the monster effect? And it's not even a synchro play. It's not like they be like special synchro 6 activate. No. Well, something like that. But even if it's something like that, this shit's gonna get negated. You know what I mean? And then Malice, they're gonna have the imperm, they're gonna have the 2 banishments ready, and loads of hand traps. Six Samurai, you're not surviving. It's total ass going second. And if you're gonna rely on CoinFlip to go first so you can do your full combo, you combo for like 20 minutes, and by the time you end your combo, you got like 5 seconds remaining on the clock. And one slip up, your whole board is just slaughtered. That's tough. So I would say, if you want to build Six Samurai as a new player coming into Yu-Gi-Oh, or an OG who probably took a time off from Yu-Gi-Oh, maybe a month, 2, 3 months off, and you feel like you want to come and play some Six Sam because you'd be like, you've been sold a lie that Gateway to 6 is so broken. Yes, it is indeed broken. The overall play style of the deck cannot compete going second in this meta. It is very frustrating. I can tell you, it's not worth the craft. Speedroids. I don't want to talk too hard on it because, you know, I heard about TCG people winning with Christian speedroids and them spreadsheets. The overall speedroid archetype on their own, if you want to build an archetype by itself on its own, it's a go hard or go home type of archetype. You throw all your resources in to bring out one guy. If you find a way to do any other combos and bring out another guy, good for you. I've seen some decent little combos, but overall experience of speedroids, it's not worth it. Now, I've seen players complain. You know, I keep seeing this over and over, and it's really amazing that the community of Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, we tend to want to play meta decks, right? Every time you see a new selection pack that comes around, and if it's not the next impactful meta deck, everybody's like, skip this pack, save your gems, don't waste gems on this. But when the meta deck comes and you start to play with it, the first week, it's normally alright. I mean, first 3 days, everybody having fun playing the new meta deck. But after a week, and everybody is playing meta decks, everybody start to get sick of it. You know, I mean, I've been saying this from the beginning of time. This is just a cycle of Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? Konami makes broken shits. We get giddy and play with broken shits. After a while, we get tired, sick of these broken shits. We then complain about these broken shits. Bandits. And then when Konami finally hit it, some may be happy, some may be, you know, oh, I spent these monies and they ban my deck because it's the meta deck. After they ban it, they give us more broken shits. You've seen that with Snake Eyes. That was a very... I felt that one. You know, I understand that the Snake Eyes was quite dominant for a very long time. But that Snake Eye Oak, oh my god, that hurts. That's like a core. You hurt the core main deck monster, bro. Like, what are we supposed to do? You know what I mean? Some people may be like, just give us all, just unban Merle while they're at it. let everybody go roam free at this point. I'm seeing that everybody's playing broken decks. But then that is not answering, that is not solving the problem of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the fact still remains. It's a coin flip meta that we're in. And even though a lot of persons will be like, this game will never be best of threes, then you have a limitation right there. Because most of the persons that are playing this game are either OGs or newbies who got into the game because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. A lot of persons playing this game don't even know what a best of three even looks like, which I tried to promote by playing on a Saturday. You know what I mean? It is actually the real way that one's supposed to be able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With singles. I've been saying this a long time. Singles is trash. Really and truly, singles is for testing decks, just to see how what you do when you go first and what you do when you go second. The true art of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is best of three. Is being able to adapt to the meta, being able to side deck or main deck certain cards to counter the meta. And then when you go into your game one, win or lose, you're able to side or make adjustments with the help of your side deck to completely shut down your opponent plays. Do you think Malice and Ryzel will be on top if this was the best of three meta? You got to be shitting me. You know what I mean? It's because I'm an OG and I've endured a lot of bullshit when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! This method doesn't even phase me. Trust me, we've been through some rough patches. You know what I mean? When I was playing on Edo Pro, and you know what I mean, them days, I've seen some rough patches. You know what I mean? So I've become numb to this coin flip singles meta, so it doesn't really affect me. You know, I've recently watched a video from one of the top creators in Yu-Gi-Oh! Y'all know who he is. And I see the man had to apologize to his fans because it's just Malice and Ryzel. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at the comments. I'm seeing the comments. People are saying, oh, they want to skip to the end because, they just want to support their favorite big streamer. And they'd be like, oh man, this meta is so ass. Anyway, don't be so doubtful. I don't know where I'll get this all rant from, but just to show you guys, selection pack, don't make 6 samurais. If you want to make speedroids and mix it with some stuff, okay. This is the last. Fables I'm currently testing right now. It kind of lacks some oomph to it, but it's a cool archetype. I ain't gonna bash it too tough. Drax, it's indeed an interesting archetype. I haven't really went full power because I needed like a third copy of both the exterior and the big boom boom guy. I think the third copy definitely pushed Drax to the edge. But once you go boom boom 3 times, the opponent be like, I can't take this no more. The Drax side, I don't know what this random Odd-Eye Soul Blaze is here for. I really don't care for it. And Mulcharmies, right? So Raziel is a good investment. I'm now talking to the meta players. Raziel is a good investment because we're gonna get Eclipse Twins either next month or the following month. Eclipse Twins is coming eventually. So Raziel is the best investment, yes. Akua Bao, it's a nice tech card for certain decks. You know, I mean, it's quite powerful. You know. So yeah, let's move on to the topic at hand. Topic was Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel is lame. I know. It still don't phase me. I do understand that's the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh is lame. Um, so basically, for the newbies, competitive players, you know, we have an array of cards. Oh, don't forget Tempai is somewhere in the meta list. Tempai do be lurking. We have an array of cards here that can be used to counter these meta boys. Now it's quite frustrating trying to figure out the type of deck you use and then how to counter the deck that you're facing against. People want to play their favorite decks. If all they see is Malice and Ryzel, they'll be like, damn, those decks are so oppressive. I can't beat them. Wah, wah, wah. That's a bunch of complaints. I know it's tough. It's a tough game. These to me, because I've been playing, I'm not going off no raw analytics. I'm going off based what I'm seeing and maybe what I use myself. To me, well, except for this one card, to me these are the most used cards in Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel recently. Damn, Nibiru is kind of dead because Malice and Ryzel plays efficiently around Nibiru, and they always try to play around Nibiru. Oh my gosh, Banapalooza. Went first. Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has been around for a very long time. I've known the scary implication of Veiler from before Master Duel was even announced. I knew how powerful Veiler would be. I just know it will just be a matter of time before people kind of catch on. Veiler is indeed a very powerful card in this game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though it can get called by, who cares? It's still a very powerful card. I'm not asking for a nerf or anything. To be honest, if it was up to me, these hand traps, I would prefer a C-Nat 1 copy, including the Max C. Going straight into Max C. I ain't gonna lie, I do rage quit a lot when I see the Ryzel and Malice players make their perfect boards, and on the draw phase, I see a Max C drop. 99.9% of the time, I'm rage quitting. Don't even bother try. You know what I mean? Don't even bother try. So I could understand where Max C definitely is like win more card, you lose. This is why you're gonna summon like a billion times. You know what I mean? You're gonna resort to playing stun? That's gonna be lame. I really interestingly enough though. Shoot. Interestingly enough, is it B Trooper? I think it's a Battle Wars. Hold on. One moment, please. I'm gonna find this card real quick. I wasn't prepared for this. Yeah, interestingly enough, this card actually stops Max C. This says when an insect monster effect is activated, Max C, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then if you activated this effect in response to your opponent's activation, negate that effect. Also, until the end of your next turn after this effect resolves, you cannot special summon this from the extra except insect monsters. That sucks, right? So this card can only be played in an insect deck. I know, that kind of suck. So it's not really a real answer. But it's another answer to Max C. Despite the fact that Max C is like a win more card, I still think it's essential to be in the game. It's sad to say. Just that I think players should not be so emotionally invested. Like, wow, 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 this max C just dropped on me. Just take a loss and move on. I think this game, I think, well, yeah, I think players should treat Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel as a form of discipline. You need to discipline your mind in order to play this game. Don't get emotionally attached. We let our emotions run wild. Yeah, it's time we all just get man up and be like, oh, what to do's. All right, cool. You know what I mean? We're so, I don't want to call out anybody, but we're so, our brains are so, what do you call it? Warped. I'm trying to find the right word. Our brains are so warped and just heavily manipulated by what we see as hype men. You know what I mean? So we begin to react same way because of the persons we watch. You know what I mean? This is something that we know a long time, but a lot of person might not come to that realization. The more you watch someone act a certain way, it somewhat becomes a part of you. I remember my time when I was watching Legends of Runeterra. I used to watch a streamer, male streamer by the way, male streamer by the way, and the streamer would be like, sheesh. You know what I mean? That was like his thing. Sheesh. No, at the time I was working. I work with, yeah, I was working and females were around me. And like I was driving with a female one time home. And I reacted like, sheesh. And the female was like, what the fuck? I never realized. That seems kind of, you know what I mean? Which I am not. You know what I mean? And I came to my realization that I was doing it because I watched this damn streamer so much it becomes a part of what I will do it. That's just an example. Real life story. But I was able to grasp myself and I realized that the mind control is actually a thing. But anyway, let's move on. Ghost Ogre. Should I even go through these cards one by one? The real thing is though, all of these cards have usage. Alright, Ghost Ogre, Ash Blossom, Joy Springs, Ultramir Perulia, Wallace, Wows, Artifact Lens, Chaos Hunter that nobody plays anymore. Yeah. Oh, I just want to bring up this that it seems that if some Raziel players are now playing Tachyon Prime just to search for the negates for the extra negation. Shit looking tough. I don't even want to mention that card. Nibiru is now dead. You know what I mean? At one point Nibiru was good, but now it's dead. I'm like, Nibiru is like at the back and forth. No, what I've realized, this might be a 1 hour video. Where we at? I don't even know. But I'm just talking my truth here. If you reach this point in the video, hit the like button and make a comment that says we know. Just say we know in the comment. And I know that you know that we know. Because we reached this point in the video. Alright, respect for that. Okay, so what I've realized, so just for new person trying to get in the game and don't know how to beat Malice, Raziel. Alright, Malice is kind of tricky because 80% of the time they're setting up that Link 5 to go into the Desert Vam, so Feather Dust and Heavy Storm kind of look rough. You know what I mean? But overall though, the matchup against Ryzel especially, these cards works wonders. We need those. Probably put in an extra Lightning Storm if you can. I'm gonna try using Lightning Storm as well. Having Lightning Storm in my decks more. Because person probably put out these videos already, how to beat Malice and Ryzel. I haven't watched those videos. I'm just talking my own take. Basically, Ryzel and Malice then set up their boards, and they always have at least 2 to 3 back rows. Worst case scenarios. And those 2 to 3 back rows are normally a Plasma Hole, Imperm, or Call By, and something else. Another interrupt, like a, yeah, a combination of the Plasma Hole, Same with Malice, they would have them, they would have been able to set up, you know, a special summon and them set up this banish card so they interrupt it twice. So having the removal for the back row kind of puts the game at a better playing state, you know. So you're going to need a back row removal like a Lightning Storm and Heavy Dust and Feather Dust and Heavy Storm to help manage those games. That's just one tip. Dark Ruler no more don't really haven't really tested this card, to be honest. In all accounts, I probably should have more, because this game is so expensive. I don't really put that much investment in Dark Ruler like that, you know, and I don't think it's all that necessary, because both the Malice and Ryzel players always have extenders for days. They're able to build back the board that you've broken. So if you give them another chance, they'll just make that shit right back. For most cases. So that's where it's not really all that needed. But I guess it's somewhat useful. Dribble Tactics Talent. I used to love this card. This was a staple for me. 3 off in every deck. But nowadays, it's like a 2 at best. 1 if you catch me lucky. You know. Ultimate Slayers. You just basically have to construct your deck with Fusion, Synchro, and XYZ in mind, because you'll end up with those random Blue Eyes players and Centurion players that just pop up out of nowhere, make them Crimson Dragon plays. Even though I wonder if Ultimate Slayer can still save you. Yeah, it's rough. For those who don't know what Ultimate Slayer does, it sends monsters to basically remove a card off the board, and if you're gonna look for a synchro target, I would suggest you put Wing Pegasus Ignister as a synchro target, just in case they remove something on the board. You'll be able to use this to banish this target and move it off their board as well. So this will be the premier target for the synchro counter. Gordian Slicer, I really can't say much about this card because, yeah, it seems good, to be honest with you, but I believe I'll need to jump right into this. Forbidden Droplet, as scary as I don't want to really promote this video, I don't think this video will hit 100 views, but if it hit more than it ever get popular, I don't want to promote this. But it's sad to say, but I think the real good players are realizing that Droplet is a must, is now a staple. It's a must have at 3. It is. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna tell you the raw truth. So if you have anything to invest into, Forbidden Droplet is a good investment right now. Right now. You'll see a win rate. Well, let me not promote that. YouTube is a funny place. Yeah, Forbidden Drop is a good investment in Master Duel. As kind of well with Evil in Match. I tell you the truth, I think Evil in Match as a 2-off, a nice sweet spot. 2-off is nice. Having 3 is a bit overkill. You don't like to see multiple copies like that. But when you get that luck of the draw and you be like looking at that Raziel board, I'm like, damn, I wish I have an Evil Match. And you know, one of the funny things, my funny experience with this, the moment I realized the play rate of Raziel increased, I just instantly went to Evil Match. Probably one of the first persons who did this. And at that time, every Raziel player, I forgot to even clip it too. I had the clip and I don't know where to find that. The last time I played against a Raziel player, I was like telling the story about the first week when I was using the Evil Match. All these Raziel players keep popping the card with Plasma Hole. It's like they don't realize that Plasma Hole has to pop an opponent's monster. It literally says there. So they end up popping Evil Match and Rage Quit right after, realizing that they messed up bad. And I recently faced one of the Raziel player, and he did the exact same thing while I was telling that story. And I'm like, I thought these guys knew. You know what I mean? So Evil Match against Malice, like I said, that some of them go into Link 5, and that Desert Vivarium can be quite annoying to deal with. And I don't even know about Pistols right now. You know, I would say Pistol would be a decent counter, but because Raziel had that field spell, I would think it would be about time Magma, Manam Hot, just get free up off of the ban list. I'd have said that. It'd be a good way to kind of counter what's going on. Because if this was at 3, I'd have definitely run this at 3. So what this would do, you'll be able to have a chance to fight. So basically, when they go into their first, like Raziel go into their first place and the aggregator, you'll just banish the aggregator right away, and you'll be able to get a search, right? So with that, you'll be able to have a follow-up play with the Jewish Worm to just put up a threat, really, to be honest with you. You know, Jewish Worm will definitely put up a threat within the turn end phase, yeah. Because they would have to end phase, you'd have try and banish something if they didn't have sense. And you can pressure them even harder. So I think right now Bristol's kind of rough, but if Manam Hot actually bump up to 3, that would be a good meta call against these players. Not against Malice though. Like, why would you do that? You know, and this is why, you know, I keep ranting each and every day. I try to not rant, but I'll rant from now till the end of time. That Master Duel should have been a best of 3s. People gonna be like, oh, it's too long. Whatever. You know, the sooner you realize, the better it will be for you when you realize that singles is really ass. Kevin Too Hard was right all along. I'm talking straight facts. I'm not saying it for the sake of, you know what I mean? You could just have 2 different ranks, 1 singles, 1 best of 3s. Who want to play that? People gonna be like, oh, you're gonna reduce the. No matter what you do or suggest, people gonna always have a problem. People gonna always have a problem for every change you wanna make in the game. They're gonna complain for everything you do. You do this, complain. Do that, complain. Everything, somebody gonna complain. So just ignore the complaints and just make the damn change and move on with life. You know what I mean? No, you've seen all the cards here. You know, yes, we might have the right counter. You know, I was gonna also rant and say that deck lists nowadays, everybody most persons paint the picture that in every deck that you play, you should always have Imperm, Call by an Ash, cross out designators. Don't forget that. Imperm, Call by an Ash needs to be in every deck. Then you just splash everything else in the deck and call it a deck list. 40 cards, straight to the point, right? I don't agree with that statement. And I was playing Fables. I was looking at some Fable deck lists in Prem Call by Nash. And the more I play Fables, I was like, Fables is a deck that you need to constantly trigger the Fable stuff. Yeah, it might be ass if you don't have a counterplay, but that ruling of Imperm Call and Ash just warped. The fact is, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, you want to build a 40 card deck with Imperm Call and Ash. How are you going to fit in the counterplays? Which is Droplet, Evenly Match, and maybe one or two, Heavy Storm and a Harpy Feather stuff. You're not going to have the space. So you're going to have to adjust to the meta right now. And what I'm trying to say is, I think Ghost Ogre is... I need to test more Ghost Ogre. It can be definitely be impactful. I won't leave it out. Ash is Ash. Debatable. The Mold Charmies, people have realized that a lot of players, whenever they see a Mold Charmy pre-drop, like shotgun Mold Charmies, they're literally just setting cards and passing. They're not giving you a draw. So whenever you're playing Mold Charmies, unless it's Perulia, for Wallace and Meows, if you actually decide to play Meows, you need to make sure that you're using those when you're guaranteed to get that draw. You know, because people are not going to give you a single draw. Pass turn, you look at your hand and be like, damn, I don't got no place. Pass turn back to them, game over, full combo. You know. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, I can't even mention Super Poly. It's mixed. I think Call by the Grave. To be honest, Call by the Grave is better going first than going second. Because going second, they've already established their board. What are you negating? You know what I mean? It's no better going first than going second. Imperm is a weird one, but it's still good. It's what I usually would call like a premium negate, because you can negate in your turn. So what I would say is that whenever you're deck building, consider having these cards. Look at that, 10 cards in a deck. And you're not even add the Ash or Maxis. That's crazy. Or have some combination of this in a deck. If I have to boil this down to the must-have, Ghost Ogre are still testing. But these would be the must-have in a deck. 3 droplets, 1 triple tactics, 2 even match, and 3 imperm. These will give you a better chance to survive in this Malice Rizel meta that we're playing. So I do hope that you enjoy your time playing this game of Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel. This is just here to enlighten y'all, because I realize everybody is down and out in a bummer. So if most of us go ahead and counter these meta scrubs, even though I play the decks myself, but if we do go ahead and counter them with these decks, with these cards, the Malice and the Rizel player is going to get frustrated and realize that they got to switch up their game plan. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I hope this will be an informative video. It's probably like an hour or two long, but I hope this helps someone out there. Give this channel give this video a like. You know what I mean? If you support the channel, subscribe if you wanna, if you're new, and if you want to take it to the next stage, you can yeah, become a member of the channel. I stream every day. If you don't see me on YouTube, I'm on Twitch. If you don't see me on Twitch, I'm on YouTube. If you don't see me on either, probably sleeping or out doing some errands. Maybe even jogging too in the early mornings. And I stream as early as 3 a.m. most times. Yeah, around 3 a.m. Eastern Pacific time. That's 3 a.m. Eastern Pacific time. Alright. Hope y'all enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, night, wherever you're watching from. I'll see y'all next time. Ciao.